Also, please share me the link, man.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Also, please share me the link, man.
Two people right now.
Yeah, let's give
One.
it a couple of minutes for people to join in. You know, Christmas is usually a pretty weird time for Bitcoin. Back in the past, I think it even dumped, to be honest.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see this past. Maybe it was 24. Oh, we were still down here? Wait. Okay, no, we haven't dumped. We dumped the day after Christmas, I guess. So it was right here. I mean, yeah, this Christmas Eve, so basically we dumped on Christmas, yeah. Let's see. That was actually a 9% dump. Holy crap. $300. Yeah, because we were so on the way.
Let's see what happened today.
Yeah, let's just wait a little bit, you know. We got 3-4 more minutes and then we can start.
Oh, we are well below your box, resistance box.
Way below my resistor. Which one? This one, you mean?
This one.
Oh, sorry. Click it again. Which one?
Oh
yeah.
I guess this one.
It was a vast majority area, you know. We came up and rejected it, but still wanted to get a little bit more juice, you know. I was trying to get to this. That would be nice to get this level again, right? To kind of get to feel this one. We'll see. Okay, so one more.
Hello, Gordon. Merry Christmas to you too.
Yes. Oh yeah, Gordon. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, man. We are all gonna watch. Home Alone today, right?
Yes, as usual, you know.
I just love that catchphrase, you know. It's like Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, right?
Yeah.
That one gets brought up every season. And they usually play all these parts together, you know. I mean, people really like that movie.
Okay, so we are 2. 3. It's just me and you. I hope not.
Okay, I guess we can't. Brother, any trick for scalping on Binance future? With what? Alex, do you mind charting XO? Oh wait, is that gold, Gordon? Well,
Yeah,
I guess we can do
gold
gold before
against
we
euro.
start. Yeah, I guess we can.
Let's do BTC
sorry.
quickly, and then we can do.
I mean, we can check gold before we start. Let's see what's going.
Yeah.
Well, it is actually quite similar to dollar. Yes, it is. Well, I'm gonna tell you right this, man. As from where I can see, Wait, let me see on weekly. Give me a second. It is actually quite still bullish, but I would still short it up here. Yep. It's quite still bullish, but my friend, I would wait. This was tested. That would be your next short right now with really tight stop loss. Let's just, you can even go even higher, to be honest. You can go even higher, like really here right now, and you know, just use extremely small stop loss here, and that would be your first spot. You know, it's a high risk one, but it's, I can tell you a lot of times it's gonna work. And it's like 0.26%. Okay, if you want to stretch it a little bit above this candle, 0.40%, you know. Really tight trade, but and you can make it break even quite fast, but I'm telling you, you know, trades like this on a gold, they usually work. And you can see from here, we did something similar, right? Okay, we didn't test the actual top, you know, but sadly, if you come down, you know, you made good profits, and you did the same thing here, you know, you pumped, you tested the top, you went down, right? And right here you dumped, you tested the top, you dumped, right? And that's what this, the pattern is doing right now. So for now, I would just continue with this pattern, and if it wrecks me, that's a very good question. I will, after this action, I will surely re-short it up here, you know. And if this one wrecks me again, then I'm starting to look for longs, you know. But right now, in this current situation with this one, it's still bullish, like I said, but I would take these shorts, you know. I would take these shorts because they have a high chance of succeeding, right? But they are high risk, but they also have high chance of succeeding, so you could say they can turn out to be quite profitable. But yeah, when I usually do gold, I do dollar, and dollar looks pretty same, you know. But at the dollar, it's a little bit higher markup, you know, so it still has some place to go there. But yeah, gotta have a lot of money to trade gold, right? I usually tend to stay with these ones. Okay. Okay, I guess this is all. This is all. Let's just get started, right? I mean,
Yep.
first of all, guys, if you have any good questions, post them in YouTube chat right here on the stream side. And before we get started, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody.
Merry Christmas
Yep.
to everyone. Yeah.
I hope everybody's gonna have a blessed holidays, right? And will have chance to spend them with the loved ones, you know. And very peaceful holidays, right? Because guys, these times, I mean, you shouldn't focus too much on work / trading, you know. You should just like relax kind of bit and, you know, spend it with family. Let's get started with Bitcoin, right? I guess it's appropriate to start on lower time frames again, because we had some really nice movements on Bitcoin, right? We had also some sad times, unfortunately, right? But we can't help it. We were stopped here, right? It took us out on this. We had stopped right under here. It took us out with this wick and then closed immediately back up, right? And trust me when I say it, I was smashing the long button here hard for the bot, and we couldn't register because BitMEX had such a big overload on engines, right? So we couldn't get in the long here even for the group, sadly, and then it moved all the way up, right? But not everything is sad, because we did capture here. Where's my tool? Sorry. We did capture a long here on Bitcoin, also long here on Ethereum. I think it was 2 longs on Ethereum, right, Arnaud?
Yeah.
Before moving up, right? And then we captured another long on Bitcoin here, and we moved even more up. But did we capture the dump? I'm not so sure. I think we also captured the dump, right?
On ETH.
Okay, cool. So basically same chart as Bitcoin, you know, ETH and Bitcoin really follow closely together, right? But since we did get stopped out of this one, sadly, but we had 4 winners in a row, actually 5 winners in a row afterwards on Bitcoin and ETH, right? If you count the alts and everything together, we are right now up to 10 winners in a row, so which is pretty great stats comparing to the current liquidity of the markets. As you can still see, guys, it's going down. I mean, that is some really good stats. I can't complain about this.
We have a good question from Gordon, Alex.
Yeah.
Do you see BTC go down below 3K? What do you think?
Well, you know, Gordon, when it comes to this shit, it's like this, you know. I don't like predicting stuff, but I'm not no gypsy that I would have, you know, a crystal ball that would tell me the future, right? But I'm going to tell you like this. Yes, it is possible if we are not going to break the pattern that we are currently doing, right? Because similar to gold, what are you doing, right? I mean, you're doing basically this, right? You're going down, you test the top, you go lower. You test the top, you go lower. Here, we are still waiting. We're going to test the top and then go lower, right? Because right now, because the volume is so weak, we can also do like this, right? So I'm going to say if we break the pattern, then it's possibility. If we don't break the pattern, then it's possibility that we can go eventually under 3k. But I'm going to say that this, first of all, this one is our main fighting chance, and we will talk about this one more later, where we're gonna take longs and everything. But this one would have to give us a huge fighting chance. Like, I'm thinking this is a big fighting chance, but this is a huge one, right? So I am assuming that one of these levels will break the pattern and that we will start doing something like this again, right? And then possibly beyond 20k. So yeah, it's a really good question, and to the current pattern that it is right now, we are bearish. Yes, we are still bearish, and I'm not going to turn my stance unless we break something or gain something, right? Obviously, because I know you see a lot of these people on Twitter, when they saw this candle, they said, oh, we are not bullish, we are going beyond 20k. No, that's incorrect, because we didn't break anything or we didn't gain anything. We didn't even close above this level with this candle, right? So that's, for me, still pretty bearish, and I called numerous times to sell and, you know, short, and that's how it is. It's the same thing. You just have to observe the chart to really get the sense where it's going. And right now it's still bearish, and yes, I will continue on this path until it's gonna prove me wrong, and then similar as gold, I'm gonna start looking for longs, right? But before that, not really. I mean, I'm still looking for longs. We longed right here, you know, but I'm not looking for long-term longs, you know. I'm not gonna take a long here and not take any profits to up here, right? No, because we're trading against the trend. I'm gonna take profits here. I'm gonna take profits here, right? I'm gonna make the trade break even as soon as possible. But if I manage to get a short here, once we get up there, right, then I will consider holding the short all the way under here, right, and possibly take the profits around here and, you know, switch it over on here. So yeah, if I get a good short going on in the future, right, then I'm definitely gonna hold it for longer periods of time until it's gonna prove me wrong, right? Because why sell it until it's proving you wrong, right? There's no point, because literally you can hold this short. You can hold this short all the way down here if you think about it, right? And this is like 6k difference. So yeah, we got more questions. What's the next one, Arnaud?
Do you guys discuss fundamental analysis or technical analysis only?
Oh yeah. So
yeah, more technical analysis.
Yes, I am very technical analysis oriented, but we do try to fill it in with news, and I'll tell you how. I mean, back in the past, we didn't so much try to fill it with news, and I'll tell you this, because we had this, right? We had the volume, we had the liquidity in the markets, there were plenty of traders participating, right? But right now with Arnaud, we do focus a little bit on news, right? Because we have this, and a little bit of news now can make a candle like this, you know, or this, or, you know, they can spike up the candles, you know.
Maybe an ETF approval, for example, you know.
Exactly, like just
like the SEC is expecting to give a decision on February. For maybe this one will be the one, I don't know, but that could bring volume to here, you know, to the BTC.
Yeah, for around here, exactly. Because the thing is, if the ETF will approve the futures, right, for Bitcoin, then that's gonna be a little bit of a game changer. And, you know, as crypto works these days, it may not be so important at the beginning, like same as that new exchange game, I forgot the name. You know, at the beginning they didn't even have backed, sorry, yeah. They didn't have 500k of volume at the beginning, but right now they have like 120 millions or something, right? So that's pretty crazy. So what I'm saying, so it might not matter at the beginning, it might give us a huge spike, but it might not give us nothing, but then it eventually will give us something, right?
But this is a big deal. If this is approved, this is a big deal.
That is true. It's actually a big deal, so we probably get something. And we can all remember the times when we were also waiting for ETF, and I was not sure, it was something around here, and then ETF was delayed, you know. And after it was delayed, I think the dump happened, to be honest, and it should be something around here, you know. I'm not sure, but it was around here somewhere.
But there were several ETF approvals. So
yeah, but back then, you know, I still remember when the first one came, everybody was waiting for it, right? And then it got rejected, right? Sorry, not rejected, they got postponed, and then people got super scared and anything, right? But, you know, with liquidity in markets, it's also like this, you know. As you can see, 3k, right? You go down and people sort of lose interest, right? And then, you know, when you start losing that interest, Bitcoin starts accumulating. You can see, right? This is a perfect accumulation pattern right here, right? You start gaining something a little bit, you know, when once going sideways, and you don't create a newer low, right? You start to gain something, and then suddenly just interest kicks in, right? Because people see what's going on, and it starts pumping, you know, and then people start panicking, going in, back in, and then you get another pump, and you get another pump, right? And this is basically what's gonna happen right now if the interest doesn't go up, right? The volume will keep going down, down, down until we will find a bottom. It can be here, it can be here, or maybe it can be here, right? Then you're gonna have this pattern. It's gonna draw, maybe it's gonna do like this, right? So this, and then it's gonna move up, and you know, all the way, hopefully past 20k. So I do think crypto still has a bright future. I do think crypto has a bright future, but you know, it takes time, guys. It takes time because we did move. Look, from 2017, wait, 2017.
Another
January,
question, Alex.
we will $800. You know, so this is still a huge gain in 2 years. You know. Yeah.
One other question. What are your point of view on the future of BTC in both technical analysis and fundamental analysis? But I guess you just answered that.
I did just explain that. You know, I'm gonna say from technical analysis, I am predicting life for BTC. But you know, when it's gonna prove me wrong, like I said, I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen next year. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen in 2 years. I'm gonna wait for chart to show me when it's gonna happen, and trust me, the chart will show you bullishness. You know, you won't miss it if you look the chart closely. If you follow our group, you won't miss the pump. You know, I mean, you won't miss the change of trend in the BTC, right? And when it comes to FA perspective, I'm gonna say it like this. We talked about it. Their ETFs probably gonna be approved. I'm thinking about it since a lot of banks and you know these major hedge funds moved in already, so they must have some news, insider news.
Even government are moving into crypto. Even government are now moving into crypto. The context is not the same as previous bear market. I think fundamentally it is stronger than ever for crypto. Right now.
The thing is, okay, the Chinese and the Chinese government says that they're gonna do something on the crypto, right? But they're probably gonna make their own coin. You know, they're probably gonna close everything down because they want to control people, right? But it's still bullish for Bitcoin.
That bring light, you know, that bring light on the crypto market and so on.
Exactly.
So that's a good thing, in my opinion.
People still forget, you know, if Chinese do that thing, you know, people will just notice it, you know, because there's a lot of people who still don't know what Bitcoin is. Or not that they don't know what Bitcoin is, they just don't want to mess with it, or they don't care about it or anything, right? Because it's too much for them. But once governments, even if they start creating their own coin, you know, disregarding Bitcoin, people will still hear about that Bitcoin, you know. Wow, Bitcoin is the one who started everything. Maybe I should know something about it, right? And then you start to gain these curious people, you know. And at the end of the day, no publicity is bad publicity, right? I mean, I'm sure you see, like, there was this thing on YouTube when there was drama all the time, right? And people would just say, oh, YouTube is full of drama. But at the end of the day, the guys who made the most drama got the most views, right? The same goes for Bitcoin, you know? You want the drama. Yes. You want the people to move in, and you want the Chinese to say, fuck Bitcoin, we're gonna make something else, because that's still good for Bitcoin. Because if China goes into crypto, and they have 600 millions of people right now, right? And even if they say, no, we're not gonna have Bitcoin, we will create our own cryptocurrency, still at least 60 or 180 millions of those people will be curious about Bitcoin, right? And they will spread the word, and maybe they will try to find an access to it, you know, through VPN or something, you know? Exactly. Yeah. And they will be nosy about it, you know, and you want people to be nosy, and people are still, you know, close-minded right now about Bitcoin and crypto, you know, because we haven't reached the full potential of it yet, yes. So we talked a little bit, lower time frames we said, right? So we had a couple of trades in. Now our next trade, I can pretty expect, if we go from here to down to this level, we're probably gonna smash a trade right here, right? Even with algorithm right now acting. But if we go up like I said, all the way up here, we're gonna be waiting here with us heavy short, and then just possibly we will be able to hold this short all the way down to 5k. If we happen to reject this area right now because of lack of volume, right? So we're going to have to focus on this area, right? And as I already explained, this area right here, it's quite vast. and you can't really pinpoint to where it's going to bounce. So I'm saying, like, you know, at what price points the price is going to react, right? And the problem with this is, yes, there are different strategies you can go with this, right? One of the strategies is, yes, I can wait for confirmation. So hopefully the price comes down, it does something like this, I get my confirmation, right, and I enter in and it goes up without me, right? But the thing is, this area is so strong, right? I mean, there's so much liquidity under this area that what I'm expecting right here, when the price is gonna come down, it's gonna do something fast, you know, it's just gonna be one fast reaction, right? And that fast reaction can then possibly retrace us down back in for us to get a second trade. But that fast first reaction is one of the best ones you can get, and it probably will happen, right? The only problem is you have from the first buy area to the stop, it's almost $1,000, right? So even $1,550 actually. So if you have a small bank, it's gonna be really small profits, you know. But at the end of the day, it's still profits, you know. It's still better than nothing, to be honest. And who knows? Maybe you can get a second chance and enter as well, as we will try to, right? But don't have any good ideas yet or how else to tackle this, but to go just set up and knife catch it immediately, right? Because I do expect a heavy reaction off of the bat right here, right? And you know, the price can even go down here and still bounce, you know. That's the problem. So the stop has to be where it is, right? You can't move the stop higher, because otherwise you're just gonna end up like this, right? You're just gonna end up like this right here. And Bitcoin just loves to do this, you know. Bitcoin just loves to do this lately, even on 4 hour if you look at it, right? Look what Bitcoin does. I mean, it does this all the time lately. So, oh, come on, man. Why is it not working, the mouse? Sorry. You know, first you take out the stops, then you heavily pumped, right? It's like you take out the stops, then you take out the tops, you know? First you take out the stops, then you take out the tops. Obviously, so you wreck everybody in between, right? And this is currently just happening just because of low liquidity. I've stated that numerous times, because back in the past this wasn't happening, right? Bitcoin reacted a lot more from these levels, and you know, not taking out the stops too much. And it did happen occasionally, but not as much as now, because right now it happens every week almost, right? A couple of times a week actually. So yeah.
Is that actually a good sign? That now the stop are taking out, because if the stop have to be taking out, that means that someone need liquidity to enter, right?
Bill, I'm not gonna say. The thing is, why did they take out stops? You know, because they're too big of players right there. You know, and this stop was taken out by one single guy. Can you imagine? Like, one guy created this whole candle because he bought 18 millions and then his market smashed 80 millions into sales, right? And you know, for a market that is so huge, how can a guy, one guy with 80 millions do a 3.5% move, right? That's insane, right? I mean,
Yeah,
basically one
true.
guy can do it who was a little bit tipsy or something, then the whole market can do it. You feel me? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everybody who has a lot of bitcoins can do this, right? And if somebody is smart, they can manipulate the market and get their, you know, they can crash the price down here, and you get liquidations, and then they feel their, you know, bigger longs here, and then they get this massive reaction, and they make millions in a couple of hours actually, right? Which is really bad for the market and users and everybody else, right? It's basically like cheating, obviously, right?
Yeah, but that's because the liquidity is low on the market.
Yeah, that's maybe
Because
happens.
if something like this happen, if a market which with huge liquidity, it's actually a sign that someone big
Yeah,
just entered the market, right?
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you on Forex Euro USD that this doesn't happen unless there's Brexit news. Okay, Brexit news beats everything. Okay, so but those, you know, don't. They're just still dealing with that Brexit and everything, you know, with the UK leaving the Europe and everything. So yeah, if the news are huge, you can get this on Euro. But on Euro, it's gonna be like this, you know. Even if we have like a huge wick like this, you know, if we're gonna have a huge wick like this, then it's gonna do something like this and then slowly go up. But Bitcoin is like poof poof, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so it's still unnatural, right? It's still very much unnatural, and you can see that it's being pushed by somebody else, or you know, maybe it's just a couple of guys. It can be a team of like 4 or 5 guys, and they're just doing this all the time, right? And they make insane money out of it, you know. You never know, right? Maybe we will have a documentary about them in 20 years. Yeah, it can
Maybe.
always happen, right? Okay, so Another coin I want to talk about today is TRX actually, and we do already said that. I know we already set a trade for TRX in the previous stream. Sorry, webinar. And we're still gonna wait for this one, but I'm gonna tell you the TRX right now. I mean, the Justin Sun, which is the owner of TRX, you know, and TRX is like what, number 4 on the charts right now. Coin market cap. Let's see which one is TRX actually. Oh, it's not even on top 4 anymore. They.
Yeah, 10.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay. So TRX is now 10, top 10, right? They basically created a Ponzi scheme, you know. So what I mean by that, they created a game which you have to invest in TRX, right? And you buy these boxes, and those boxes, when you buy them, they create more money for you, right? And the game lasts like 12 hours, and the timer keeps resetting until until nobody will buy a single box in 12 hours, right? Then the game just ends and the new run starts, right? So obviously when I heard that, right, okay, so Justin Sun and TRX are basically making a Ponzi game, right? I mean, that's crazy. Ponzi scheme, sorry, right? And that's quite crazy to think about that the coin that is on top 10 of the coin market cap used to be top 4 is actually even indulging in such things to protect their price, right? I mean, because this is obviously just, this game was made for it to push the coin up, right? But my question is, what's gonna happen when people are gonna have too much boxes and too much TRX is going to be made, you know? Like, are they just gonna, you know, close the entire game down and act like nothing has happened? Will Justin Sun just, you know, delete his Twitter account when people are gonna lose millions of dollars? I have no idea. But it's like they just created a modern like BitConnect, right? And to me, it's just crazy, right? That's just, and people are actually playing a lot of it. I mean, I've seen people. There's like 66 million of TRX in it already, or even more actually. So it's quite crazy, man. Yeah, Gordon, that game sure is a scam, bro. It's like, you know, you buy a box for 25 TRX and then that box generates money until the game runs out, right? So basically, and people will say the game will never run out because somebody will always buy box to keep the game running, right? But where's the money gonna come from, right? Where's the money, right? So I don't know. It's just they call it experiment or something like that. Experiment on yeah, some economical experiment, right? But to be honest, you know, it's just bunch of bullshit, to be honest. uh, yeah, there's a YouTube video about similar scheme, guys. Look up 5 strange investment by 2 cents. Well, I know there is because the team who created the game actually did the similar game back in the day, you know, and now they were just hired by TRX to make this game again. And I guess it's kind of modern way. They're trying to pump the coin, obviously, right? I'll still long it down here, but I'm just saying, you know, they're just trying to push the price with this game. That's nothing else, you know, because they probably ran out of ideas what else to do. Because let's be honest, it's fundamentally not exactly a strong project, right? So no one is really excited about TRX, right? Okay, maybe move on. Okay, we got here.
There is also a game with ZRX, if I'm correct. Something with Planet and so on.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not familiar with these games, you know, but
I'm not familiar with any crypto games, to be honest.
yeah, I'm not familiar as well. But you know, when I heard that he actually tweeted about it, because the first I thought he was just a joke, you know, like he's just trying to, like, you know, I don't know, just make an experiment for free or something, and then it's an actual game for people actually put money in it, and people put several millions of TRX into it. So basically, there's more than 10 millions of dollars in that right now, right? Can you guys turn on Christmas songs? No. I mean, this is a training stream, right? It's not a Christmas party stream, so let's roll in the background. I mean, I guess yes. In the next, we could add some music, you know, background music in the next stream. Okay, we'll look into that. You're right.
Yeah, we'll have to run some tests about the sounds and so on.
Because perhaps it is too quiet. I agree with that, Gordon. You know, I don't want to get reported on YouTube, because these days on YouTube you can't do shit anymore. Okay, so if you let Mariah Carey, you know, play her, like, what's the song name? I guess it's like
we will or something then. So.
Yeah, something for Christmas, you know. She's probably gonna tag me, and I'm gonna have to take down the video, right? In the previous team we also had this trade, and looks like you know. Wait, TRX is still not giving us. Sorry, TRX. I'm obsessed with TRX now. XRP is still not giving us a reaction. Let's see it on lower time frames if it actually makes sense to still stay in this way. I mean, so far, you know, a little accumulation pattern on the low time frames, but again, it is a low time frame, so I'm not too excited about it. Really wanted to see something like this happen, you know, and not immediately crash over. But I guess I knew why it crashed, because when this pump should have led us something like this. So yeah, you know, then it would be quite stronger than this right now. Right, this right now it still remains as bearish. So yeah, I'm not in this trade because honestly I haven't taken it. I just withdrew it on the stream. I actually even forgot about it. So if that's man. So yeah, nothing interesting happening from last week on XRP. Still dead as ever. The volume is still down. It's sad story. Litecoin is probably the worst of the bunch, because Litecoin right now, I don't even know what to do with Litecoin. Even if I go on long time frames, there's actually absolutely nothing to trade. You know, this pump, same thing as, you know, just tests the top, goes lower. You know, so you already know where the target is for Litecoin right now. From here, lower, and then we can wait for accumulation area again, right? Nothing interesting here, to be honest. EOS, let's see, EOS. High time frame EOS. Okay, EOS has a little bit more life in it, and especially because we can actually trade something. One try for EOS. It's gonna be this box. It's gonna be a mighty fine box for EOS. Oh shit, still 40%. Okay, I'm gonna save it, but it's still 40%, so. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, another stop is gonna be huge too, right? If I put it here, 50%, even 30%. Okay, this one is too much. Wouldn't be playing this one, but I'll let it set, you know, just to see if it's gonna play out or not.
Maybe on lower time frame, but on daily, yes, it's too much.
It's too fat, man. It's over 40% stop. Holy shit. So yeah, EOS, I'm not looking very alive as well, right? Let's see, ADA. Okay, yeah. In the last stream, actually, a guy was telling me if asking me if he should sell ADA, and I said yes, and now hopefully the guy saved his soul, because this is looking terrible as well. It's actually right now. I'm gonna say this is actually the last level of ADA. If it doesn't hold this, we're probably going lower. So on the lower time frames again. The lower time frames, you can give it a chance right here. You could take a trade right here, you know. It's a blind trade, it's a high risk one. And the stop is only 2%, so that's good, you know. So you can take a risk here and maybe stretch it the profit target above here, or maybe a little bit lower just for safety. That could be your trade, lower time frame or not. And if it doesn't hold this level, so I'm talking higher time frames, it's probably gonna go even lower, you know. So there will be no point of following the coin for that. Then you're gonna wait for another accumulation area or some action happening like it did here, you know, because here was pretty nice and now it's basically failing, you know. It's basically failing. We'll see what happens. Probably because even Bitcoin, you know. Ethereum. Oh, Ethereum is slowly coming to the box, man. It's slowly coming to the box. It was 115 the lowest, but we can still see. Like look at this. The Bitcoin is at least trying something, right? But look at this. We dump like, I don't know, 70. Oh, maybe I should do it like this. We dump like 20%, right? And we retrace 30% and we go lower, right? Same here like this, right? And here we probably dumped even more. We dumped like, I don't know, 30%, we retraced 15%, which was again half, and then we went lower, right? And basically the story of Ethereum. We dumped for like 45%, right? We retraced for 20%, which is again half, and went lower, you know. That's the sad story of Ethereum right now, and I can tell you, like, from the looks of it, it's gonna come in this box right now, and this is gonna be a strong box. And basically, because Ethereum doesn't give a strong reactions, I will wait for on the lower time frames and take a long from there, you know, because this is just not worth it to knife catch. I'm not even sure we're gonna hold this level right now, because this just looks terrible, you know. Like, after this level, like, I was at least hoping that we can go test this level after this level right now, but with this volume, I don't know, man. We will need something like this to give us hope to test. And, you know, basically when we hit this level, you want to see high candles, right, on the volume.
Yeah, there is literally nothing.
Exactly. We want to see high candles on the volume so that we can at least go test this level, you know, because with this level we will then complete, you know, the all levels. I mean, all of the levels have been tested except this one, right? And if you look at it here, we probably dump as well, you know. We dumped 60% and then we retrace for, oh, even less than half. Then you know how dead it is when you retrace even for less than half and then already go down, right? And you still continue with the same pattern. So definitely it's not a pattern of strength, I can tell you that, you know. It definitely doesn't look good. And even on higher time frames, it doesn't look sharp, right? It did test the main level here as we discussed in previous stream. But for us to be bullish, it will have to do something like this, you know, at least something like this for you, so that we could start looking for some longs. But until then, you know, Ethereum, I can tell you, like, it can even go lower than this, you know. So if the Ethereum goes lower than this, then we're starting to meet these areas right here, right now. And these are some dangerous areas. We're talking about 40-50 bucks, right? But like I said in the previous stream already, the main problem with Ethereum, it has unlimited source, you know. Basically, when you go
There is no scarcity yet.
if you go to Bitcoin, and yes, we still haven't mined the entire Bitcoin, right? I mean, it's going super slow, yeah. But look, it's 21 million is max, and once that max is gonna be hit, people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, there's not gonna be any more Bitcoin, I have to have this. And obviously, we won't hit this for another 100 years or something, I don't know what the calculation
Yeah,
is, right?
it's like
Because,
2,140.
yeah, because
something like this, you know. So
yeah.
we want that.
Because it keeps halving, you know. Bitcoin, when you get to the certain number, it halves and then it goes 50% slower. It halves, it goes 50% slower, and so it's super slow. Never we will probably, by the halving, we will not, like I said, not hit this max supply for a very, very long time. But Ethereum, wait, why is this going so slow? My internet should be good. I guess it's Christmas, everybody home, everybody abusing my internet. Ethereum, as you can see, no max supply, circulating supply, right? And if you look at this number right now, and if you're gonna check back in 1 hour, you know, like trying to check back and refresh, you will see that there's more Ethereum than it was 1 hour before, right? It has unlimited supply, and even if the mining is at same pace as Bitcoin, right? So the mining is super slow because it's getting halved, right? People are still gonna not want it as much because there is no maximum, right? People like stuff that is exclusive, right? That has some exclusivity.
People like scarcity.
Exactly.
A bit like gold, yes.
Yeah, so it's not Ethereum is missing a fundamental thing here. And yes, there is pausing coming. So I'm hoping, you know, that in this level pause can save it, so people can start, you know, saving their Ethereum and generate more Ethereum. But I don't know how the pause system of Ethereum will work. I didn't go deep in it still. I'm just gonna wait for release date and just see then how it works, right? Also, we're gonna be posting 2 more trades in the group today. Wanted to show them first on the stream. I just charted them. Wait, Bat. Sorry, no, Bat. Bat is gonna get filled soon. Bat could actually get filled right on Christmas. Let's see. Oh yeah, Bat could actually get filled right on Christmas. It's close, man. It's very close. 3%. That's not too bad. We had link trade and we had to cancel it today. That was the sad one, I swear, man. Like, look at this, right? I mean, come on. Like, it bounced 1% from our field, something like this, right? And like, it made the most bearish rejection possible. This is the most bearish rejection it can do, right? And yes, we canceled the trade. And the sad thing is right now, you know, this trade is now less likely to play out, but it's still likely to play out. You know, I was really contemplating, should I cancel it, should I not, right? Because you can still do something like this now and then pump, right? But you know what I'm afraid of? It's gonna deep like to there, to something like here, and then it's gonna reject this area again and then go low, right? And we're not gonna make any money because our profit target is up here, right? So that's why it's the main thing why I canceled this trade today, you know, just because, right, of this bearish rejection, it can do the same thing right here and we're never gonna get our profit target. But it can also do this, right, and then go down, obviously. But how are you gonna know with this volume, right? I can't know with this volume. So maybe I will enter link if it comes in this area and starts doing something like this, then I will perhaps enter it. But for now I had to cancel the trade, right? But we do have 2 new trades.
MDA, we do have MDA still.
Yeah, oh yeah, we still have MDA, yeah. Okay, that one is gonna get filled on Christmas as well. I guess oh yeah, Oh my gosh, so you better not pump right now. I swear to God, if you miss me for less than percent again, I'm gonna be mad, right? But maybe we're gonna have a happy Christmas if this is gonna if this is gonna come down and the bat is gonna do the same, right? Or it could be a sad Christmas if it all blows through, right? I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities, but I mean, right now these trades they should work. I mean, these are strong levels. I didn't use no lame ass levels, right? Obviously. Wait. So I was saying that I want to show two more trades before we go on with it. Oh yeah, one of them is BNB BTC. So BNB actually is doing the same thing on higher time frame. See, I mean, it's rejecting hard, it's coming down, but right now it's gonna hit one of the strongest levels in the game, or should I say in the chart. My God, I don't know why my mouse is stuck in ARM. I can't switch to this. It is one of let's do it on daily. It's one of the strongest levels in the one, and I'm gonna call this out, and it's gonna come down here, and I am expecting a reaction right here. I would be really disappointed if we didn't get one. And this one is still okay. It's around 10%. So it can basically happen until New Year, right? It can be filled by the New Year's time, right? And I have another trade, Delta BTC, which is I'm gonna post it right after this stream as well. It is pretty close. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's around 13 to 10%. Yeah, I was probably looking at this one. Yeah, 10%. And it's the same thing, you know. This thing it is actually under new low, but what we have here is accumulation pattern, right? So we get starting to gain something. See, and this pump was the first pump that actually gained this entire range, right? So right now I'm gonna wait for it. Hopefully it's gonna get filled, and then it's gonna do something like this, or you know, maybe even higher. You know, this is sort of my plan. You know. Oh, we got a question from Gordon. Are you gonna read that or not?
It's for you, I think, Alex. How much does an average FX retail trader make in a month?
Average FX retail trader. Well, retail traders, you know, a retail trader. Not that depends if they trade for a hedge fund or if they trade for a bank or something. Because those guys take way less trades and risks than a normal stay-at-home trader does, right? So for a bank, I'm gonna tell you it's about 2 to 3% a month. You know, sometimes even less. I can even say 1 to 3% per month, right? For me, I mean, 3% per month is a lot, right? Because if you're going to put it into SP 500, right? If you're gonna put it like in here, the money in here, right? You're gonna gain on average 7% a year, right? So if somebody comes to me and does 1 to 3% per month, you know, obviously I'm gonna be super happy about it because that's a lot more money than if you would invest it into this thing, right? But when you tell this to crypto people, they all seem like, what? That's all, right? But you guys keep forgetting, you know, if you invest your money $100 per month or $200 per month and you do 15% per year, right? And you do that over 10-20 years, you're gonna be a hard millionaire, you know. This is what people forgot, but people these days they just want to get rich too fast, right? So for me, like my personal statistics right now are around 4 to 5% per month, you know, and I do work a lot more than these people. I mean, I'm not gonna work a lot more, but you can see, I usually like to show people this chart, and people when they see this chart, they are all confused because this is how my forex chart looks like, right? And you can see all these trades, right? You can see all these small trades right here that I'm taking in between, and if you look at it closely, day trade. So we had like 6 trades here, from here to here. That's actually 5 days. So in the last 5 days I had 5 trades, right? Something like this. So I usually take my profit targets about 1.5% at a time, right? So that I would say if I didn't lose anything, then for 1 week I could do 7%, but you know, no strategy is 100%. So I usually do like right now. During the winter I actually improved my hit ratio a lot more. I'm actually above 50% hit ratio this winter, right? So right now I'm making about 2% to 2.5% per week on forex, right? Which is insane stats, you know, insane stats. But when the summer comes, you know, you start getting this, right? I mean, this was during, you can see June, right? And then Oh yeah, this lasted to winter. But I'm saying during the summer you usually get this, right? And it's really harder to trade this because you don't have the pullbacks and anything. But during the winters you have this, right? And this is super much easier to trade than your normal one, right? Or this. A lot of sideways action. Obviously we are on weekly time frame. It's not obvious as here it is, right? But this sideways action is a lot simpler to trade than just these pumps, right? Or these dumps. And obviously the summer takes away from my win ratio, right? So I gain a lot of my win ratio during winter, and then during the summer I just, you know, slowly tune it down, but I still make a little bit of money, right? So I average it out about 4 to 5% per month at the end of the day on forex, right? On crypto I had a lot more because crypto was easier to trade. I'm gonna say was because right now it's not easier to trade. Right now it's, I would even argue that forex is easier to trade than crypto right now. But this year I had pretty insane year in crypto. I had like 70% hit ratio overall through the whole year. But I really had a poor hit ratio in November and now December. I mean, I had a little bit better in December, but you know, it's still not what I'm used to, right? So because obviously when you lack liquidity, it's much harder to trade, right? So I have a lot less trades, right? You can see, and you also saw that I got missed on a lot of trades. I mean, I swear to the thing what I've shown you a link, this has happened to me on at least like what 10-15 trades, Arnaud. How many trades did we have to cancel, right?
Oh, more than 20.
I
More
mean,
than 20.
exactly. I mean, and you know, we traded like this through an entire year, and we were striking it. You know, we were winning trades, trade after trade after trade. But then after November came, we were just, you know, in stalemate, right? And this is how trading is, you know. Sometimes it's gonna be good because I'm adjusted to forex being bad during summer because everybody is vacation, the liquidity is down, right? I'm also now adjusted that crypto is gonna be bad sometimes, right? So you just change it, right? So now I trade forex, then I'm gonna trade crypto, right? I mean, I always trade both markets, but you know, I focus a lot more on forex right now than I do in crypto just for the sakes of it, right? Okay, guys. So, do we have any more questions? You know, we have been up
No,
for quite some time.
no, not for now. Not for now,
Yeah.
Alex.
So, guys, if you still have any questions, you know, like if you guys wanna do something between, because right now, obviously, we all gonna have a little bit more time because it's holidays. So, if you guys wanna try something during the holidays about trading, you can still ask me right now. You know, because we are kinda done with the stream right now. I mean, we covered most of the things, we covered most of the alts, we covered the new trades we're gonna take. We did talk about some news. Hashtag TRX Ponzi scheme game, you know.
Hashtag ETF. Let's hope
Yeah.
that this is the good one.
Exactly, we talked about ETF, showed you some trades that we're gonna set on the channel, right? And some trades for Bitcoin that we are expecting in the future, right? Also gotta give it again to Hando's algorithm because the thing was great, you know. I mean, since ever he released it.
We can maybe last thing we can cover IOTA.
Oh,
just
IOTA,
quick,
actually, yeah. I mean,
because
yeah.
I'll go just fire a trade on IOTA. So why not?
Yeah, I checked it out after we fired it, and it is actually great. I mean, like, look at its beauty, right? So this is these small things, you know, that a algorithm can manage, but a normal human can, because you have thousands and thousands of charts, right? And Algo just found this on a small time frame, right? And pulled a trade in between this rectangle. It was perfect entry. Right now, you're gonna hit it the first rejection area, and we're probably gonna sold it, if I'm not mistaken, right, Arnaud?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, if I'm not mistaken, that's a, wait, what is that? 1.5%. And you know, it's a small move, but any profit is better than, you know, nothing at the end of the day. And this algos, they're simply, I mean, I used to didn't believe in so much in them, but right now, I gotta say, Hando changed my, like, showed me something, let's just say, changed my viewings. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because, you know, you have these small trades, they bring you maybe 1%, they bring you 1.5%, you know, 2%, and they really do matter, you know, they really do matter, they really do bring that difference. And this just slowly build your bank while you're, like, even now, right now, we're gonna be chilling, right, because mostly during the holidays you're gonna be spending Christmas with your families, or New Year's outside.
And Algo is there for you guys.
Yeah, and
Algo is-
Algo is there for you. You won't even know that you won't even have to check the markets, and you will know that Algo has taken care of it, right?
I made the calculation all in all. If we Binance plus BitMEX, it's like more than 5 hours on December for now.
So see, guys, that's 5%. Sorry, that because we risked 2%. That's 10% actually. But yeah, so that's 10%, guys. So I'm gonna
In a
tell
shitty
you,
market, so yes, trust the Algo.
yeah, and I'm just telling you, a normal retail trader for a bank makes 1 to 3% per month, and he works there every single day. Trust me, he goes there every single day, and he tries to find trades and everything. And then we have an Algo here that makes 10%, and it's basically carefree. I mean, it's not carefree, it does take some maintenance, right? We still have to adjust it every then, and you still have to watch it so it doesn't do a mistake, because obviously we are risking plenty of money here, so we always watch it closely, and we always have alarms set, right? It's not carefree, but it is a lot less work than me sitting in front of these charts, going through every chart of Binance on lower time frame and trying to find trades all the time, right? And even if you find trades like this, you don't know if they're gonna play out. But Algo can monitor so many different aspects of the trade, right? That it's just gonna work most of the time for him, right? Which you can't do, because obviously if you have thousands of charts, you can't check thousands, you can't check hundreds of things on it if this trade apparently is gonna work, right? If it's not gonna work, right?
On that specific area, I want to emphasize one more thing.
Yep.
With the Algo, we have many more trade, much more trade than before. So
That's actually
I
true.
have to emphasize: keep your risk between 1 and 2% tops, guys. Please,
Yeah.
because a losing streak can happen. It's part of the trading game. So really keep your risk below 2% or 2% tops.
Exactly, I totally agree with Arnaud. I personally, when I go into trades, I always keep my risk at 1%. I don't go above 1%. And if I'm doing a scalp, so scalp basically be on trade that is super, that has super small stop, right? I even do 0.5% a lot of times, right? Because the reason in markets, and yes, this does sound a little bit silly, but it's not to make money, right? It's to preserve your bank. So the thing is your bankroll. So the thing is, you want to preserve your bank, risk it as little as possible, and just build it slowly, just build it slowly up, and away, they say it, right? So, and then after you build it slowly, it will just compound itself, and you will always and the 0.5% will, or 1% will always be bigger and bigger and bigger until you reach a certain aspect that it allows you to live from it, right? So, yeah, I guess that is it for the stream. If you guys have no more questions, I will... Oh my gosh, I dropped my chip. So if you guys have got no more questions, I will wish you a happy Christmas and happy holidays yet again from me and Hando. Hando, from me and Arnaud, and Hando obviously.
From all the 4C team,
Yeah,
Merry Christmas to you.
should have said from all the 4C team.
Chill with your family, guys.
Have a peaceful one, and yeah, take care, guys, and
see you next week. We'll do one next week, right, Alex?
yeah, of course, like.
Same time.
The same time. Oh, it's actually be right one after New Year. So perfect, Let's just do it again on the.
Just before the New Year Eve,
Exactly. So take care, guys, and see you then next week, ne?
See you. Thank you for